And welcome back to the match preview. It is Everton versus Fulham at Goodison Park. Well, it's going to be Marco Silva his last time at Goodison Park as Everton are moving down to the Royal Blue Mersey of Branley-Moore Docks. But it is the match preview. Everton taking on Fulham at 5:30 on Saturday. So a late kickoff indeed for Sean Dyche's Everton side. Everton are coming off a 2-0 win to Ipswich Town, and also Fulham are also coming off a 3-1 defeat to Aston Villa. Two really good sides, Everton and Fulham. Everton haven't lost their last 4 games. They've drew 3 and won 2, and Fulham haven't lost any since the other day when they did. But as I said, Sean Dyche has also held his pre-match press conference ahead of the game, and we'll have to see what Everton manager Sean Dyche has to say in his press conference. So I'll be playing that as well shortly. And also, if Everton do get a win tomorrow, Everton will go on level points with Fulham, and that will take us 10th. So big news coming up for Everton, and hopefully Everton can grab a win too. But a very much needed win as well for Everton against Fulham, who are a really, really good side. But Everton should be winning the games of football at Goodison at home. So I do have belief that Everton can make it. I don't know how, but as I said, I have got belief that Everton, Sean Dyche's side, can go out there and beat Fulham. Predictions, I'm going with a 2-0 win to Everton. Everton and Sean Dyche getting the better of Marco Silva's Fulham side as we welcome Marco Silva back again to Goodison. But Everton, of course, will be Fulham 2-0 at Goodison. They're my predictions. Let's see what Everton manager Sean Dyche has to say in his press conference ahead of the Fulham's game. Here's Everton manager Sean Dyche.
Fulham, we'll start off with Vinny from Sky.
Before we look ahead to the game, Sean, just wanted to get your thoughts on the football governance bill, whether you feel it's needed, what is your overall impression?
I think at the moment we're waiting on more news, what possibly might come out of it. And then I think the whole of football will take a view, and certainly the club will, I would imagine.
Bit of housekeeping. Have you spoken to the prospective new owners yet?
Nope. I keep getting asked, but nope. That hasn't changed since last week, the week before that, and the week before that, and the week before that.
We will talk about football then now.
Okay.
Where are we at as regards potentially getting players back? I'm thinking Brozier, Chimiti, we've got a timeline on them at the moment. Is Branthwaite ready to return? I take it Lindstrom's back from illness.
Yeah.
James Garner okay?
Jimmy Garner waiting on more news. Just a specialist view on a back injury, so wait on that. Brozier is getting on the edge of coming into training. He's doing loads of work with the sports science team, but not yet. Soft start for him, and see where that goes, but hopeful that will continue because he's making good progress. Chimiti's making progress, but obviously it's a very strange injury, which I mentioned about the tendon coming off the sort of big toe, very odd injury. But he is beginning to make progress, but he's still a number of weeks away, that's for sure.
You've got a timeline on Tim Rabinham as well?
Well, looking at weeks, certainly weeks. Because of the type of injury it is to a bony injury, obviously. So we just got to wait for it to settle. He's still in a boot at the moment. They don't tend to use cast now. It's an actual sort of boot that protects it. Just waiting on that to heal and then get back to training. But it is going to be a number of weeks still yet.
And I wanted to ask about Dele just because we saw him in the boot room before we spoke to you a little bit earlier on. He seemed very smiley. So where's he at?
Yeah, he's just getting back on the grass again. So building up again from another minor sort of injury, but unfortunately it cost him a bit more time, and he's just getting on with trying to get fit.
Obviously, it's 4 games unbeaten now. First away win since December. Back-to-back clean sheets as well. Is the next step back-to-back wins?
Well, you certainly want to do that. Fulham have shown themselves more than capable, but we've suddenly found ourselves in a better position, not only in the league, but I mean the way that we're going about things. People getting fit, truly fit, Premier League fit, as I talk about, and I think that sharpness is coming with certain performers, and I think we've done well over the last 4 games. Played better in some than others, but found our way to get results.
So, what kind of a test do Fulham represent?
Well, I think they've done very well under Marco, and they've collected a group of players. They've spent money, but it seems to me they've spent wisely on the most part. Certainly from the outside looking in, and I think they've got a style where they can progress. They want to be progressive. They want to take on the opposition. Also, they can have flat days when it goes against them. So we've got to make sure that we impact the game in that manner. To make them have a flat day, not just wait for it, and we perform.
Does it come into the thinking just finally that you can go level on points with them?
It doesn't really come into the thinking. I think it should probably just changes some of the storylines, from early season, which of 8 points out of 4 games, and everyone looks at it slightly differently. So I think it just changes the story and gives it a more positive feel. We wouldn't do it just for that reason, quite obviously, but I think it's helpful if there's a bit more positivity around what goes on at Everton. And that's what we're trying to do. Off the pitch is bring that positive feel, but on the pitch, we've got to do that with getting continued results.
Sure. Thanks, Vinny. We'll go to Ian at the Premier League.
Thank you. Hi, Sean. How much better does everyone feel for this run of results that you've had? How much more confidence?
I think, I spoke about it a lot since I got here. There seems to always be that cloud waiting around Everton Football Club on or off the pitch. And I think we've had really strong spells of pushing it all away, and then it's come back our way. And I think all it does is give a better feel to everything and everyone, me included, of course. I've got to guide it all, and it fits.
So basically, that was Sean Dyche's press conference, what he said about Marco and Fulham's outfit too. My starting lineup: in goal, Jordan Pickford; right back, Ashley Young; Tarky, Jared Branthwaite, and Vitaly Mikalenko. In midfield, Idrissa Gana Gueye, one of our new signings, Illiman and Dye, and Abdoulaye Doucouré. On the right, Jack Harrison. On the left, Dwight McNeil, and up front, Dominic Calvert-Lewin. And the goals are going to come from anybody in our squad. Predictions: 2-0 win to Everton. As I said, Fulham will hopefully have an off day, but I'm really hoping that Everton can come and win Fulham as a farewell to Goodison. So a huge win, and we'll go on level points with Fulham too. So that's going to be huge for Sean Dyche. So let's hope we can get something out of this.
And it hurts, it feels it's a real knock when you're not winning games. But that what builds your resilience, to sit here and do what I do. And I've had to build that over the years, and the players have had to build that as well. And I think we're showing signs of coming through it. Like I said, we're not the real deal. It's never a given that we're ready for taking on the world. But I think we're showing that we're once again a capable outfit, and we can win games in the Premier League.
For the attacking players in particular, what difference does confidence make to them and your day-to-day job in preparing them for the matches?
Well, questions have been asked at both ends of the pitch early season, and we're correcting somewhat, with a couple of clean sheets and scoring goals, and especially, you're getting goals from other parts of the pitch. I think is helpful as well. I've always said it's not just strikers. We appreciate, we want them to score, but it's not just them. And I don't think we're overanalyzing it at the minute. The players feel in the right place. The training was good again today. I mentioned it. The feel of the group, fitness helps. Players coming back to full fitness, and with all due respect to the younger players, it's not the same as when you look around as a first team player and you see all the depth when it is there. We haven't got a huge squad, but the depth when everyone's fit, and then everyone, that competitive element. So I think all of them things go into it, but there's certainly a good feel around the group at the moment.
Don't even think about life insurance until you've heard this. Many people in the life insurance industry.
I know you've talked a little bit already about why it's playing in this number 10 role, but just how much difference is it making to the way that you approach matches, having him in that role and the way that he seems to be thriving doing it as well?
Yeah, it's something that we played around with at my previous club at Burnley, and then when I got here, he was doing such a good job wide. just a different way of giving a technical approach. We couldn't find as many goals early season what we were hoping for. Duke's done a great job in there and currently doing a good job slightly deeper. Illy's come in and done really well on the left, which frees that role up a little bit. So, yeah, I mean, he's enjoying it, I think. I think there's still a lot for him to learn, particularly on the defensive side of the game. But in attack, we know he can score. We know he can set goals up. He's shown that, and he's got a very strong left foot. So if we get him in the right areas, it's fair to say I think he'll score more goals.
Like you say, he had done it at Burnley previously, not so much here. What is it about his qualities that mean he's suited to playing this role for you?
Well, he's still finding his way somewhat, but I think he's very technical. He can carry the ball, out of tight areas, and he can find a pass, and of course, assisting, and finding goals as well. But if you've got that technical quality and you can find them pockets to play in, he's full of energy. He can break the back lines. He's definitely quicker than people think, and he could grow into that role. And like I say, we'd always looked at it. We looked at it last season. We looked at it when I first got here. But finding the right role for the team, don't forget, it's not just about him as a player. What can the team, or what does the team need? And they've been doing such a strong job for us in the wide areas that we.
So that is the end of Sean Dyche's press conference. So let's hope that Everton can get a huge win against Fulham. That's all I've got time for you right now for the match preview. Do leave a comment. Let me know your score predictions. I'm going with a 2-0 win to Everton. Thank you for watching. Subscribe, like the video, and we'll see you very soon. Take care. Up the Toffees.